Today is July 7th, 2023. Yesterday in Alliance, some lady showed up and she's like, nobody finds any of this funny. We found out some guy already stole all the money from the case. And they let us see the video of when they said, when the kids were saying they were lying. And I thought you're slow. It was Thanksgiving of 18. They told Flora, my other granddaughter, they wanted the house for Auntie Shell and Papa and Grandma needs to get out. And then later on to her, before we're making everything up, they were games of pretend. They're documented me games of pretend. Just like October 5th, 21, Huntington Bank in front of one of my clients. I don't want Melissa getting on any my list. That's okay. They knew they made everything up. They didn't want anybody to help her. Just like January 12th, 22, one of the officers stopped goons at the door at Walgreens North Main while those kids get caught stating they made everything up. They're documented me games of pretend. Just like two of the officers that were assigned to my case. March 23rd, 23, about 2 o'clock in the evening in Walmart 62 by the hair salon. They came in and yelled at me. We told these people, stay out of this. We interviewed her whole family a long time ago. Nobody's ever seen anything, and she's never heard anybody. Flora ratted them out October 23rd, 2019 of the mean game of pretend. And she's like, of course it never happened. Of course it wasn't true. We made it up. They were games of pretend. I would have spanked her. Participating in mean games of pretend if she was my kid. Even my one client's like, who's that crazy Melissa? They all talk about lying. It's like, oh, the ex-daughter-in-law friends with the ex-girlfriend had the kids make up a bunch of mean games of pretend in front of the police. He's like, she's crazy. I said, I know she is. Because that was October 5th, 21, Huntington Bank. I don't want Melissa getting no money on this. That's okay. They knew they made everything up. They didn't want anybody to help her. In front of a whole bunch of people in Huntington Bank. Just like, oh, God. Stark County Sheriff's May 21 at Kurt just found out those kids were lying. He's slow. They're documented me jokes. Wiped out. They caught Melissa telling the kids to lie. And the kids staying there lying in a legally booked house. Okay? And they were doing it for one of the girlfriends to get the house. Okay. So, now, and then you do realize where Eric made fun of him November 18, 22, Walmart 62, for all the tapes before with me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to say, my idea to do it. For all these people to turn on her and they fell for it. And the other guy's like, well, if it's only you, I could take care of it. I know it's that bad and they still fell for it. November 24, 22, the nurse to the Lady Canton officer, we all heard that Eric make fun of us for all of us. No one better say a word to her again. Said, well, you know, the agent that bullied her into saying she was lying when she wasn't. And they were talking about the case. Because they sold it within the first 30 days. Like they said, everybody knows what's going on but her family. Okay? And I told you, I can go through more of drugs and told to say stuff. Photoshopping shower scenes. They frame me. It's absolutely ridiculous. The extremes of the call and the drug cartel. And they're laughing at him. June 30th, I'm walking around Massachusetts Park in Louisville. Two guys were saying, you know, the guy running it, he's a real socialite. A real life at the party. He was laughing with all the with everybody at the party. That he fooled all these people into helping out. He made fools out of them. Fools. He made fools out of these people of helping out a drug cartel and a human trafficking group. He fooled them into it. He made fools out of them. And that they fell for his stunt of the tapes before. And they all helped out, and he stole everything, and he got everything. He's a drug dealer. Human trafficker. Do you realize these people are laughing at me for being a human trafficking victim and one that was almost murdered by an occult and a drug cartel? Do you realize who they helped get the money? Eric's not only a drug dealer, but he's a human trafficker. What does that, you know, we put a nicer name on it. He's a child rapist. He's a murderer. He's a child molester. That's who they helped. And a serial killer. And the serial killer is laughing at these people that he got money out of an FBI case. John has a lot to explain to him. Very much. Because I told him that, where the guy threatened to knife me, was there a camera on the bench? I don't know. If you don't know if there was a camera above the bench, you better say you're lying or I'll put you in jail. Now, was there a camera above the bench? I don't know. Then say you're lying or I'll put you in jail. Fine, whatever. He's like, and then I told him that someone told on me to Apostolic Church of Barberton. Call me a liar again. Officers verified it was him. Dave told Danny he talked to him. See, that's where I went out to eat with my one friend who lives 2 hours away. He said, I work in a factory, but I raise horses professionally. He said, I know somebody who knows somebody who deals drugs. I went to him. He said, all the Ohio drug dealers know you didn't know that agent was in debt to those drug dealers. And he let him hurt you in front of people until he could afford to pay him back. And then you said they stole $300,000 from your case. And I said, yeah. He said, they said that's a sweet spot. It's another drug shipment. That's why he did all this. He was in debt to him. And then he said the Ohio drug dealers were so mad, and then they're putting threats on that agent's life. I'm like, whoa. I don't believe in violence. I believe in jail, and he needs to go to jail for this. I don't believe in violence. He said, well, it's not me. It's them. He said, I'm just trying to tell you what they said. Okay? That's the same guy I went out to eat the next week with. I got a friend on the police department. There's guys dressed nicely around me. He said, he said the police said that they're using that case that agent opened with you. And they knew about the Texas group involved in your case. I said, oh, the Kingsmen. He said, is that what they called herself? He said there was a retired judge in Texas involved in this big human trafficking scam. Okay? He said they went down and talked to him. He killed himself. There's another retired judge in another state involved in this big human trafficking scam. He said, and they're getting ready to take care of it. They found 35 people tied up in a railroad car. And they're going to use a case that agent opened with you to get these people. That was January 20th, 23. My phone's tapped at 6 p.m. February 14, 2023, about 3 weeks later, the sheriffs and marshals out of this area did an 800 people sweep. They got the Buffalo, New York people that were here. They got the Michigan, the Pennsylvania, Texas, California, Florida, and a bunch of other states that were here. There's still quite a few. We're fourth in the nation because John didn't stop them. I had over a 2-mile-long brigade. The first month they were breaking in Walmart 62 that they had their sodium pentothal reports. Sodium pentothal is a lethal outlaw drug. It's considered spy flick movie stuff that you lie under. And they were amnesia drugging me and telling me to say stuff. These people are helping out and child molesters, child rapists, and serial killers. That's what a human trafficker is. And for the people that are African American making fun of me, you need to think about this. Because that guy I went out to eat with, when he was talking about the drug dealers, he said that they're stealing the African American people just to kill them. They're just killing them. That they found 2 African American bodies by the railroad car, just shot them. They took them just to shoot them. And he said that they were, and that the Ohio drug dealers are mad that agent let them pull the stunt here. He didn't care about me. He didn't care about anybody around me. They had already killed my one co-worker's family member and laughed how they tied her up and cut her in pieces and how she died, had people mock her. They took my house manager, Merlisa's niece, after the case. They took the girl at the ATM. They have taken all kinds of women and children, boys and girls, out of Ohio. We're fourth in the nation since then. Because he let them get set up instead of calling for reinforcement. He allowed serial killers, child rapists, and child molesters. That's what Eric is. Because that's what human traffickers are. They put a nicer name on them, but that's what they are. And where people, they're paying people not to tell, take their dirty money and then tell on them anyways. Go online, they'll never call you. Get more reinforcements down here. And with, like they said, with her case, because it's a protected custody case with statements, they don't even need her. That's where the sheriffs and marshals used it. It's a Fourth Amendment over the house. Nobody can be in your home but protected like cases with statements. That's where all the cops laugh at this scenario. Nobody could be in your home. It's illegal to look or listen. That's where June 7th, 2023, Lighthouse Tabernacle made fun of FBI Agent John. FBI Agent John actually fell for the stunt of the tapes before. You're kidding. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent fell for that stunt. It was only a stunt. Satanic stunt. Having them kick in my door, set up button cameras, sell videos of me and Dave in bed, tape me in the bathroom, using it, showering, and then Photoshop a shower scene as clicking and pasting, of washing. And then using date rape drugs on me, and I'm throwing up, I'm waking with bruises, hearts racing, seen by Altman family physicians all summer long. And then I get a severe personal infection, so swollen I can't hardly go to the bathroom. And here I'm being drugged, beaten, raped, and human trafficked out of my own home. And that's a stunt. And they taped everybody in the bathroom. They obtained and dispensed kiddie porn of my grandkids using the bathroom. They sold me and Dave on porn sites. That's a stunt. That's a satanic stunt. He actually fell for the stunt of the tapes before. You're kidding. It was just a stunt. FBI Agent John actually fell for it? You're kidding. Ah! Is that why they got away with it? He actually fell for it and it was just a stunt? And call him out again. It was Lighthouse Tabernacle. Katie's family, too. Now, do you think I think it's funny because Katie was dating my husband, along with Michelle, the stripper, Savannah? He's late 60s, he's living out some kind of wild lifestyle. And he's had the problem when he was in his teenagers of wanting a whole bunch of different women, and then he was dating 17 of them. And then they all found out he was cheating on all of them together, and then they all broke up with him. He laughs about how he manipulates people. Nobody can be in your home. We don't live in a communist country. Men don't own women like dogs. United States of America, animals have rights. You can't drug up, beat, and rape a dog. Huh? That's disgusting. Nor can you do it to a woman or a child. Or sell them on porn sites without their permission, the women over 18. You can't just put people on porn sites. It's sex trafficking videos. You can't take pictures of them naked and sell them. You can't have men, the drug cartel, break in and drug and rape and beat the wife. Huh? And then Photoshop shower scenes and drug her up and tell her to say stuff with amnesia drugs. That's where my neighbor got roofied in a bar, drove around high all night, didn't know how he got home, didn't know he went to the bank, and didn't know he went out to eat, and came home and changed his shoes. He was freaking out when he found himself at home. He remembered the bar. That's where my coworker Dark got roofied in a bar and left with a group of people. She didn't know she left with them. Found herself in a puddle of pain. She's raising somebody's kid she don't know even raped her. And you're wide awake and they chemically shut down your conscience. It's not funny doing that to a human being. But these people are child rapists, serial killers, and child molesters. And that's who these people are helping get money. Turn the dirty bastards in. And an occult wrapped up with that kind of group is a deadly combination. That's where, oh come on now, right, that agent didn't know the Fourth Amendment of the right to privacy over your house, that police and agencies can only be in there under a threat of life with statements. And that a drug cartel couldn't do this to me. And Dave couldn't hire men to do this to me without them going to jail. I'm going to upload this.